Hello and welcome back to another video of the Brainy Heart. Today we'll be talking about how you know if you have a positive blood type or a negative blood type. And we'll also be talking about how genes affect which blood type you have and how you get to know your blood type. Before I start, let me give you a quick review of what I talked about in the last video. We know that there are four main base blood groups, which are AB, A, B, and O. And we know that there are glycolipids, and we also know that our body has antibodies. So, what do we know about the AB blood type? Well, we know that it has both the A and B glycolipids, and we know that it has no antibodies because it has both the glycolipids. And we know that the blood type A has the glycolipid A and has the antibody B. And for the B blood type, it has the B glycolipid and the A antibody. And for the O blood group, it has no glycolipids and it has both the A and B antibodies. Those were some of the main ideas from my previous video, which was about the ABO blood types and how they're determined and the differences. So be sure to check out that video. Link it in the description, and I'll also link it up top here. So check that out. Now, let's move on to what determines whether you have a negative or a positive blood type. Well, that's when RH factor comes in. The RH factor, which is also known as the rhesus factor, is a protein that's found inside your body. And this protein is determined by the genes of your parents and your genes. So, if you have the RH factor, you have a positive blood group. And a more technical term is RH positive. And if you don't have the RH factor in your blood, then you have a negative blood type, and a technical term for that is RH negative. So that was the basic idea of the RH factor. Like I said, the RH factor is determined by your genes, and you get your genes from your parents. So let's take a look at some Punnett squares, and for those of you who don't know what a Punnett square is, it is a square diagram that is used to predict the genotype of a particular cross or breeding experiment. Another thing to know is that in Punnett squares, there is a dominant allele and a recessive allele. If they both are put together, the dominant allele will win. You will understand more once I show you the Punnett squares. In the Punnett squares that I will be showing you, a capital D, which is the dominant allele, is the positive allele, and a lowercase d is the recessive one, and is the negative allele. Enough explaining, and let's get into some Punnett squares, shall we? Here, I have 6 different Punnett squares with 6 different combinations and possibilities. Let's go through them one by one. Let's start off with the first one. So, here we have the first Punnett square, and here's the first combination that I thought of. Both the parents are Rh positive, as you can see. And like I said before, these Ds mean that it's a positive allele. And alleles are nothing but just a gene That's just a very simple way to put it. So, coming back, and the child of parent 1 and parent 2 has to have Rh positive as well. 100% chance that the child of parent 1 and parent 2 is going to have a positive blood group. So, that's the first possibility. Let's move on to the next possibility. So, in the second possibility, both the parents have Rh negative. As you can see, it's the negative allele, which is the lowercase d. So, this child has a 100% chance of having Rh negative and a 0% chance of having Rh positive. So, that's the second possibility. Let's move on to the third one. So, here we have our third possibility. And in this case, both the parents have Rh positive. But if you notice, one of the parents carries a negative allele. And like I said before, if a person has both a positive and a negative allele, the dominant one will win. So in this case, the uppercase D is the dominant one, and which is the positive one. So that will win over the negative allele. So that's why parent 2 has the child of these two people has a 100% chance of having Rh positive. So that's the third possibility. Halfway there, just 3 more to go. Now, can you guess what parent 1 and parent 2 have? Do they have Rh positive or do they have Rh negative? Pause this video and try to figure it out. Now, let me tell you the answer. Parent 1 has Rh negative, and parent 2 has Rh positive. Parent 1 has Rh negative because they have both of their alleles are negative alleles, and parent 2 has a positive blood group or Rh positive because he or she has at least one positive allele. And like the last case, a child that's born to both parent 1 and parent 2 has a 100% chance of having Rh positive. So, yes, there you have it. That's the fourth possibility. This is the fifth possibility. In this case, parent 1 has a negative blood type, and in parent 2 has Rh positive because he or she has at least one positive allele. Also, parent 2 carries a negative allele. So, a offspring of parent 1 and parent 2 has a 50-50 chance of having Rh positive or Rh negative. That was the fifth possibility. This is the final possibility. In this case, both the parents have a Rh positive. However, both of them carry a negative allele. So, a offspring of parent 1 and parent 2 has a 75% chance of having Rh positive and a 25% chance of having Rh negative. That was the final case. There you have it. Those were the 6 main cases that I could think of, and I'm pretty sure there are a few more cases here and there, but these were some of the main ones that I could think of. Feel free to comment down in the chat if you figured out another Punnett square. And you might have figured out already, but negative blood types are less common than positive blood types. In fact, AB negative is the rarest blood type in the world. Now, take a look at this blood group compatibility chart. As you can see, O negative can donate to anyone, and O positive can donate to any positive blood type. B negative can donate to AB, AB negative, B positive, and B negative. B positive can donate to only AB positive and B positive. And A negative can donate to AB positive, AB negative, A positive, and A negative, while AB negative can only donate to AB positive and AB negative, and AB can only donate to AB positive. So, that was the blood type compatibility chart. And the final thing that we'll be talking about in today's video is do you get to know what blood type you have and if you have negative or positive blood type. To figure out what blood group you have, you need to take a blood test. First, the physician would take your blood sample that is collected, and according to medlineplus.gov, to figure out which base blood group or which are AB, A, B, and O, the nurse or physician will mix the blood sample with A and B antibodies, and your blood sample is mixed with antibodies against type A and type B blood. Then the sample is checked to see whether or not the blood cells stick together. If the blood cells stick together, it means the blood reacted to one of the antibodies. The second step in finding which base blood group you have is called backtyping. The liquid part of your blood without cells, which is also known as serum, is mixed with blood that is known to be type A and type B. People with type A have anti-B bodies, like I said in the review, and people with type B blood have anti-A bodies. Type O blood contains both types of antibodies. These two steps that I just discussed can accurately determine your blood type. Another step that has to be done in order to complete this test is the RH typing, which is used to figure out if you have RH positive or RH negative. When this type of blood typing is done, the physician checks for the RH factor. And if you have the RH factor, you have a positive blood group or blood type. And if you have no RH factors, then you have a negative blood type. So that's the basic idea of how you get to know what blood type you have and if you're RH positive or RH negative. That was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned from it. I'm always open to comments, questions, and suggestions. Also, check out my blog at brainyhearts.wordpress.com. This is the Brainy Heart signing off. I'll catch you later in the next video.